Starting event. There it goes. There it goes. Hello. Greetings, everyone. I see some of you were here. Let me know you're here, please. You know, the usual stuff. And did my video just stutter? There's something going on my computer where my video stutters. And it kind of bothers me, and I haven't figured out what it is yet. Hi, John. Good to see you, John. We were talking a few minutes ago, John and I. Jamie, good to see you. Linda. And I'm sorry, Linda, I had you confused, by the way, with another friend of mine who's in my mastermind, also by the name of Linda, but she spells hers with an I, so I keep getting you two confused. Steve, good to see you. Thank you, Eric. Jeff, I am good. Yes, thank you. I love being good. It's Q&A day. Yes, it's true. Marie, thank you for being here. Rise? Rees? Is it Rise or Rees? We Americans, we don't always know how things are pronunciated around the world. Yes, I have my sweater on here in St. Louis, Missouri. It is getting chilly. For those of you who may not know who I am, and I'm shocked, and the earth will shake for a while because, you guys all know who I am. But for those of you who may be tuning in that don't know who I am, all the people that are tuning in so far seem to know who I am. I am Mitch. My last name is Aunger. I am available on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/planetmitch, you can tick the friend box and I will give you a big hug. My website is giveawayrocket.com. And if you go over to UpViral, I'm pointing over there to the case studies section, you can find a case study on me. That's because I have I have harvested, I have brought in more than 250,000 known leads in UpViral in my account since I started using it in 2015. I've served well over 100 clients, built gobs and gobs of campaigns, have all kinds of things going on in my world. And what I'm here to do is to help you figure out how you can use UpViral to the maximum extent in your world. Tanya, thank you for being here. Richard from Austin, Texas. Planet Mitch. Yes, thank you, Richard. Brief story, actually. So in my previous incarnation, I ran a photography video website, and it was called Planet 5D, and I nicknamed myself Planet Mitch, and a lot of people know me as Planet Mitch. And so I use Planet Mitch a lot. I actually have been spotted 3 or 4 times in the wild. One time I was with my kids at Sequoia National Park in California, where the big trees are. And somebody came up to me and goes, "Aren't you Planet Mitch?" And I was like, out in the middle of the woods, somebody recognized me. So yes, it's true. And Steve asks, are you flying solo today? Yes, I do not have a co-pilot. I am the only pilot today. Pardon me, because, I'm the answer guy. And so the goal of today's mission, let's see, what should I say? The navigation plan for, actually, now that I think about it, I hadn't thought about this in a long time. And I'll get to the point. In high school, I took trigonometry, right? And the guy that taught the trigonometry class was a bombardier in World War II. A bombardier? He was the guy that navigated the plane and looked down through the spotter and dropped the bombs. And what he used to do to teach us trigonometry was to make flight plans. Never flew anywhere all by myself, but he made us do that. Nairobi, Kenya says hello. The only city with lions roaming. Yikes! Maybe someday I'll make it over to Kenya. That sounds like fun. As long as you can pet the lions. I have a bear, and I have Astro, my dog. For some reason, there's no light over here. Why is that? It's dark over on the side of my face. Anyway, so shall we get to some questions? Reese is the pronunciation. Reese. I'm sorry, I did not know that. Thank you, Reese. I will attempt to remember that. Linda, we can talk about that. Now, Gigi, so we're here to answer questions. If anybody wants me to do a review of a campaign, I posted this morning in the Facebook group. And why do I think it's over there? And by the way, I know why it's dark over there. My third monitor is acting goofy, and I had to turn it off. And I don't know why I just turned it on, because it's still probably not going to work right. And I'm going to turn it back off. Oh, it's not plugged in. That's why it's not working. Hey, anyway, so that's why it's dark over here. So if you have questions, let me know right here in the comments. I do have some questions that have been asked in the Copilot Show trigger list when you sign up. I also have some questions in the UpViral group. If you guys don't come up with anything, I can answer all kind of stuff, and I will try to be less than 3 hours. Mark gives me grief. One of the things, and I know, I'll get to the point. It's already 6 minutes after, and I tend to ramble, but I love, what I'm trying to do is build rapport, right? You guys know, love, and trust me, right? There's a guy by the name of Stu McLaren, and I've thought about this morning in regards to Mark gives me grief, because like on the viral challenge, the UpViral, if you guys don't know, there is a 30-day challenge you can get for UpViral. It's called the Viral Challenge. And I do the Q&As every Thursday for them. And they typically last 2 hours, maybe 3. And I was reminded this morning of Stu McLaren, and he does membership sites and whatever, but he has this thing that he calls the 10 in 10. And he says 10 questions in 10 minutes or less, kind of, sort of, never. That's the way he says it, because it typically takes him an hour or more to answer a series of 10 questions. So that's kind of like me. I need to have my own 10 in 10. It's hilarious. All right, so good. Questions are coming in. Gigi, good question. I have not totally read this yet. I'm working on a 5-day challenge, and I'm wondering what would be a good incentive to get people to share the info. Now, so, all right, Mikhail's here. And again, Mike's here. Mike and I have talked about his campaign, so we're going to look at that today. Gigi, what niche? What Mitch niche are you in? What niche? Good incentives. Now, one thing that and I'm going to apologize, because I looked at the Copilot shows in the UpViral group the other day, because if you go to the UpViral group to the unit section, and actually, if you go to the Copilot show in your UpViral dashboard, and again, I'm pointing up like you see where the menus are, the Copilot shows are there, but I don't think they go all the way back to day 1. And sometimes it's a little hard to find the right one you're looking for. But we did do a complete show talking about incentives. We actually talked, I think it was 4 episodes ago, Gigi, where we talked about motivating people inside your campaign while the campaign's running. And incentives are part of that discussion. Gigi said to help small businesses get ready for the holiday sales. Okay. One of the other things I will have to check. I did not fix it. The UpViral team has to fix it, but there are resources that I've been putting in a folder out on Dropbox. And UpViral has a link to it, but I don't think the UpViral link works. And inside there, I believe, there is a checklist of possible things. And if it's not there, I can certainly get it for you, Gigi. If you connect with me in the Facebook group, you can ask me there for it. But But one of the things that we did in one of the previous shows, I'm finally getting to what I started to say, is there's a checklist or an idea list of things that you can think of. Now, this is one of the things that and yes, Steve, I agree with you. The shows are labeled by date, which makes it really tough. I don't know if I can fix that. That's not my deal, that's theirs. So send them a note and tell them that it's really confusing, because if it comes from you, it's probably more likely to get done than if it comes from me. I didn't say that. But Gigi, one of the things that I advise, like when I'm setting up a new client, what I do, and sometimes we do it together, but what I do is I give them this worksheet, and it has a whole list of things that you could potentially do in terms of incentives, things that you could give away. And it's a brainstorming activity. Things like a checklist or a top 10 list or a free PDF of some kind that would help them figure out, even a dated checklist for you, for example, for getting ready for the holidays coming up. You could have a Hanukkah section. You could have a Christmas section. You could have all kinds of stuff. But I truly mean this. We need some keywords around the Copilot shows to search. I don't want to go into that, but there is a tool that would do that, and I've talked to UpViral about implementing it, and we just haven't made it happen yet. Whole nother story. And I get distracted. I'm sorry. I shouldn't read the comments till I'm ready to go to the next one. That's just the way I am. Sit down, Gigi, and actually my neighbor's name is Gigi. Sit down and make a list. Don't do anything else for 30 minutes to an hour. Just sit there and brainstorm things. It could be an affiliate offer from somebody else. It doesn't even have to be your product. It could be your time. You could do like a group Q&A that would be a bonus if they reach certain point levels. I mentioned the checklists. There are just all kinds of things that if you sit down and brainstorm, throw everything else out. And the second side of that, Gigi, is that I want you to not think of how while you're doing it. Because what we instantly do is if we start thinking about, well, I could do a show, a Q&A show, and so would I use Zoom? How would I get people registered? Would they sign up? Would it be daytime or nighttime, or what would be the best? And now you've gone down this rabbit hole of how. I don't want you to think about anything about how. What I want you to do is to think about what you could do. Just brainstorm the list. Because when you think of this checklist, you're suddenly going to go, oh, God, I could do this. This is related to that, and it's made me think of this. Don't think how, think what. What could I do? Storm it, brainstorm it for half hour, 35, 40, 45, an hour. Go for an hour. However long you can put everything else away. And you will just be freaking amazed at all the things, the assets that you already have. Oh, I had this YouTube video that I could give away that talked about blah, blah, blah. You've already got it. You don't have to, but go back and take an inventory. Think about all these things. Don't do anything else. Don't do the how part, do the what part. And then once you've gotten a list and you're like, I am stormed out, I'm done, then come back and do the, oh, that's easy. I've already got that. I got this. People lust for this one. Oh, a checklist for that? Holy cow. That is like worth 5,000 points or something, Once you've gone through the exercise, and you guys think I'm crazy, but this is absolutely true. I have a massive list of assets because I've gone through this exercise multiple times, and I go back through it every couple of months, once a quarter. I'm like, oh, I know I've not put some assets on that list. I know I've got some more stuff. I did this and this and this. So I did a live show, or now I'm using this tool, and I could teach people how to do that. Keep this list up to date. This is like the second best asset you have in your business, the first being your email list. Thank you. Johan has tagged in a web link to the old shows. Reese, let's see, I got to go backwards. The shows are labeled by date. We just need some keywords. Did that. Cam said, where do we find the old shows? Which you got the list. Thank you for Johan. Reese. I have it, right? I got it. Reese. R-H-Y-S. Reese. Can we use UpViral with traffic directly in Facebook? I'm thinking of running an ad to register for a webinar with a bonus incentive to help to get the word out about the webinar. Can you, I mean, the question, if I read it correctly, boils down to this. Can I run a Facebook ad to an UpViral campaign? Anybody got the answer? Hard answer. Of course you can. Yes, you can run a Facebook ad to an UpViral campaign. It is not running inside of Facebook, and that's the joy of using UpViral. You are not locked into Facebook's platform. Johan says, yes. Thank you, Johan. Yes, you can. A lot of people run Facebook ads to their UpViral campaigns. And by the way, Gigi, how are you using UpViral in your challenge? I'm about to blow up the world in terms of running challenges with UpViral. I am doing several challenges inside of UpViral. One of them is running right now. And I want to tell you this story, if you don't mind me going off topic a little bit. I've got a very good friend, and I actually met her at the Stu event, the Stu McLaren. Gigi says, I'm not. Well, let me tell you, Gigi, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff coming from me in the next 6 months about running challenges with UpViral. It is a phenomenal change to life. My friend Melanie is just struggling to start her business. So I said, look, well, let's do she wanted to run a challenge. We ran the challenge. It's still running, actually, inside of UpViral. She had 100 people on her list. And let me tell you, she is freaking exciting. And I'm going to do a drum roll. Can I do a drum roll really fast? Come on. She now has 125 more leads. 125. Are you excited? Are you jumping up and down? Of course you're not. Because you've been told that we have to have big numbers. Melanie is jumping up and down excited. She has 125 leads. She is going to make an offer at the end of the challenge. She's thought she was going to get maybe 50 people to sign up. She got 125 people to sign up. She is freaking excited. Are the numbers massive? No, they're not massive. But she's just starting out, and she knows she's not putting these massive expectations on herself. First time running a challenge. She's struggling building the content and doing the Facebook Lives, etc. But she is freaking exciting. She's doubled her goal in her first campaign. You do not have to reach these massive numbers. I know UpViral, Mark would be going, well, yeah, Mark would say that's great, okay? He loves the big numbers because that's what they like to do in the case studies often. But there are also case studies where people have gotten 400 leads or whatever. You don't have to get massive leads. Johan said, are the 150 signups? It's 126 right now. 35% of them are referred leads. 35%. So I think it was, last I looked, 40. I don't remember. I think it was 40, 41 referred leads. Okay. Now, we didn't build in a whole bunch of incentives, Gigi. She just wanted to start small, which is what I advise. Start small. She is giving away her own time as the prize, but the idea here is that she's running a challenge. So the prize doesn't have to be the kicker in her case. The transformation is what she's been advertising and marketing and let me back up. This is all organic, right? It's all organic. There are no Facebook ads. She spent $0 on marketing this. So, I mean, if you go to somebody that's running a challenge, and this is part of my, I'm jumping ahead, and I'm here to answer questions, and I'm not here to preach at you. But imagine that, Gigi, if you ran a challenge and you spent $100 on Facebook ads and you got 100 people in the list, and you got an extra 30%, which is obviously a 30 number. That's 30 leads that you paid nothing for. That's the joy of using UpViral. Somebody else mentioned a minute ago, I think, about a webinar, right? Reese talked about running ads to register for a webinar with a bonus incentive to get the word out. That's the freaking key to UpViral, which is why long before I was connected to UpViral in doing these shows and they did the case study on me and all that kind of stuff, I was building UpViral stuff because I recognized the viral side of it. And we all like to say, well, it didn't go viral, or I want it to go viral. 30% free leads, how is that not viral? Some people go, oh, only 30%. 30% free leads in her campaign. It's actually 35, I think, if I did the math. Who doesn't want free leads? This is the joy of freaking UpViral. And they're not paying me to promote it, okay? They're paying me to be here, but they're not paying me to try to sell you on this. This is the joy of what I love about UpViral. Is it's freaking awesome to get referred leads. You don't have to get the big numbers for it to be worth it. I go back and I keep saying this. For those of you who haven't heard it, the marketing industry says your email list should be worth $1 per person per month. I can put that up on the screen really fast. No, I can't because I don't have it set up that way. Sorry, never mind. That was a mistake. I'm not using my normal broadcast tool. I'm using theirs. Anyway, $1 per person per month. Now, if you ran your campaign like Melissa did, and she's now got 41 or 40, whatever I said the number was, 41 referred leads. She's using my UpViral account for now, but granted, UpViral is $49 a month, right? Those free leads are now paying for that basic starter account in UpViral. It's now free. Why wouldn't you use the kajibers out of it? Plus the 100 people that she got on the list. Okay, so she's really, some of the people that she got on our list were people that she started with. Maybe 15 or 20 of those people from her existing list. So now you're talking about 100 people that are new to her list. That's worth, theoretically, $100 per month for the next year or 2 years, however long she can nurture them. She's just getting started. Those are free leads at this point. Anyway, I'm preaching to the choir, right? I got a lot of questions, hopefully, to get through. So, Johan, we answered that question. Will you be sharing info about the current challenges you can run? You can. I'm probably going to have to put this on the list of things to talk about with UpViral. It's something that I have been testing. I haven't talked a whole lot about it yet because it's kind of going to be part of my secret sauce. I currently have people banging on my door to learn how to do this. And that's awesome for me. So I don't probably share everything here for free. But any kind of challenge, a 5-day challenge, 3-day challenge, anything where you are teaching people how to do something and you want to do a sale, a launch at the end, you don't even have to do the launch at the end. Most people are doing a free challenge up until the end, and then they put out an offer. I mean, it's kind of like doing a webinar, right? But at the end of the 5-day challenge, 3-day challenge, people are more apt to know, like, and trust you. And if you use UpViral on the front end and you get a 20, 30% boost in leads, who doesn't want that? And you can run a contest during the challenge. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with this. It's gonna blow your mind when I am ready to start sharing. So thank you, John. And John and I are talking about the Typeform. Well, that was you, right, John? Yeah, John. John wants to do a survey on the front end to get information from people. And I did a post probably 2 years ago now I had a client that did, or wanted to do, ended up not doing it, but did a survey with Typeform, and we figured out how to do the front end instead of the landing page in UpViral. It's a survey. Yes, a survey on the front end. If you've gone through Ryan Levesque's, I always have to pause to think of his name, Ryan Levesque's Ask training, his Ask method, what does he do? He does surveys on the front end. So John T is over here going, hey, Mitch, I think that'd be really cool to do a survey on the front end. Can we do that? And the answer is yes, you can. And we're going to make that happen. And it's not that hard. And bless UpViral's heart, the only reason you can do this is because of the one-click sign up, which Mark and I talked about on a recent show. And he's like, oh, that's too complicated. Let's not talk about that right now. It is an advanced feature. Oh, actually, we were talking about custom domains. Sorry. And custom domains, I think, are a required feature, but it's advanced. But none of the other tools that I'm aware of have the one-click sign up. It is game-changing if you want to do some of this different stuff. All right. There was a question. I'm trying to make sure that I catch all the questions. Pedro said, my first campaign, 8,700 visitors, 18 leads. Way to go, Pedro. 1,800 new leads. That's amazing. I am very happy for you. 1,800. We don't have to get the big numbers, right? Some of my students, I had Jason ran his first campaign not too long ago, got 130 leads, and his client was super excited and was like, I want to do this again. You don't have to be getting the big numbers. You do want them to be highly targeted leads. So congratulations, Pedro. Johan said, the first campaign we did a while ago was sent to an existing list, result 309 leads, of which 231 were referred. Way to go. I mean, that's like, what, 70%? 75? My rough math in my head, 60% referred leads? That's freaking awesome. That's one of the stats that UpViral, I wish they had on the reports page. And I keep pushing Benjamin. If you didn't see it last week's show, by the way, go back and watch last week's show. Highly cool show talking about the UpViral reports. Benjamin, who is the program manager for UpViral. Awesome stuff. We went for an hour, almost an hour and a half, talking about potential new features, APIs, reports, custom actions, all kinds of stuff. That was an awesome show. Go back and watch it, please. Gigi says, when is the masterclass? Mitch masterclass? Well, I am always happy to do classes. I don't know whether I'm going to end up doing one with UpViral, but that could be in the future. J-I-P-I, is that Jippy? That's the way I would say it. Jippy? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Pedro, can you share your campaign link? Not everybody is always interested in sharing their campaign links, because often what happens is that sometimes that really skews the stats. Now, one of the things that you could do, Pedro, if you want to, is UpViral will let you clone your campaign. So if you don't want to mess up your stats, you can easily clone the campaign, share it in a group like UpViral, and just throw it away in a week or two when people are not hitting it anymore. That's the joy of UpViral. That's one of the joys. Are you offering a customer risk-free reward? First of all, I am contracted for this show, but I do not work for UpViral, if that's confusing. So I cannot answer always questions like that. There is a $1 offer right now. I believe you get 14 days for $1. I don't, in terms of risk-free, you're risking $1 to try it out and see how well it works. You obviously can't do a 2-week-long campaign unless you're a miracle worker getting it set up and running on the first day in 14 days. But you could test it out for a week or whatever. And I highly advise, UpViral is amazing for so many things. John said, after promoting content on a subject, could you promote an affiliate product? Absolutely. Struggling people who maybe don't have their products done yet can make a little bit of money if you offer something in your own niche. Not the Mitch niche, but in your own niche. You can offer a product that somebody else has in order to grow your list. Now, is that a wise business decision? That's up to you to decide whether or not that offer will bring in the right targeted people and whether or not they'll be more excited about that person than you. You know, there is a bit of risk, speaking of risk. But you could do that, absolutely. Steve asking earlier, only with Typeform. It depends on the software. Now, I just bought something called Block Survey, something that was on a $49 lifetime deal. And they assured me that I would be able to eventually, it doesn't work now, but I would eventually be able to pass in the URL. So right now, Steve, I know it works with Typeform Pro. It doesn't work in the basic version because in the basic version, you cannot pass in the referral URL. So the key to this whole process, when I figured it out, was that you have to be able to, and this is the joy of UpViral, right? The survey tool on the front end has to be able to take in the referral URL, the ref ID is what it's called, and pass it through to be able to create at the end a link. And what I did with Typeform was I created a one-click link from the data passed in on the form and from the, it's at the top. It's at the top of the page. Passed in the referral ID so that when somebody referred somebody else to the process, they get credit for it. And that's where most people fail. When they try to do something externally, they don't remember to bring in the points for the referral. Why I'm doing this, I don't know. I've gotten into this habit. The referral comes into the top. Any tool, whether it's Typeform or quizzes or some of these other tools, if you can formulate, if you can accept the referral ID at the top, and this is an advanced feature. If you're just getting started, don't listen to this. This is not for you guys. But if you can accept a passed in parameter and you can formulate a URL that when the user clicks submit, that sends them to a specific URL where you can add parameters to it, then you can use any tool on the planet. whether it's Typeform or quizzes or Ryan Levesque's special tool or WordPress or anything else. That's the joy of UpViral. And I've been preaching that for a while, but I don't know that people have necessarily had the light bulb moment like John has. Because now you can get a complete survey of data from potential clients before they ever see the sharing page. Now, what was the client particularly doing? In their case, what they were doing was it was a doctor that had a health business, and they wanted to survey people and then offer them, if they referred other people to their business, they would get t-shirts that they would have to come in and pick up or whatever. But they wanted the survey as the front end. And so we created that process, and it absolutely can be done. So there you go, Steve. C, late joining, but I have a question. I have not been able to successfully link MailChimp because of those pesky API codes. Any tips? I haven't had any trouble linking MailChimp. It's just unless there's something going wrong. MailChimp's a very popular tool. Connecting UpViral and MailChimp is just a matter of putting in the right API codes. So in terms of tips, make sure you're spelling it right or you're copying and pasting. Obviously, those are crazy long codes. Don't put a space at the end of it if you did a copy and paste. Make sure there aren't any spaces. I don't know if that... Johan said Mitch's video about the survey in UpViral. So yes, I did a web blog post with a video on how to do that survey thing on the front end. Thank you for the link, Johan. Steve Thailand, the big famous question, and I'm sorry, I'm going to reach up over my head and turn on my ceiling fan because I've gone from cold to hot. This room is always hot, it seems. Is there an expected rate of conversion from leads to sales? Now, this is a tough conversation, Steve. It's a great question. Maria says, where do we find last week's webinar? It is in the Copilot show on the UpViral group. In the unit section, it's in the UpViral Learning Center. You can go find it there. Steve's question, expected conversion rate from leads to sales. I had a conversation with somebody just yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, on that topic. And I said, do you ask that question of your website developer, designer? Hey, website designer, how many sales are you going to get me when I pay you $1,000, $10,000, whatever, to build my website? No, you don't go do that. You don't ask them what the sales are. You know that that website is a lead generation tool. But yet people come to us talking about UpViral, which is a lead generation tool, asking what it's going to convert to in dollars. If I get 1,000 leads, what kind of revenue is that going to give me? Theoretically, the answer is, according to the marketing industry, the standard norm of thinking about leads to sales is $1 per person per month on your list. That's the only number I can give you because that's what the marketing industry says is the standard. However you generate them, whether it's UpViral or ClickFunnels or what other process you're using. And by the way, if you've been listening to me, I'm telling you to do everything inside UpViral, so don't bother with ClickFunnels, but that's a whole other topic. So what's the conversion rate from leads to sales? $1 per person per month. That's the answer. I know people that tell me they are getting $3, $4, $5, $6 per person per month from their email list. If you're not getting those kind of numbers, then you need to be taking an email nurturing course and learning how to properly nurture those people that you get. And that should be your number one job right now. Because if you go through the process of getting leads, you've got to be able to convert them to sales. Otherwise, you have no business, right? Otherwise, you have no business if you're not making sales. Leads are your conversion rate, or your goal to convert them to sales. What's the, do you guys have sound? Oh, I think you have sound. Oh, Pedro gave a long list. Oh, that's the link. That's a Facebook link to his campaign. It's in Spanish. Ferdinand says no sound. Nobody responded to Ferdinand. I assume you guys can hear me. Javier says my sound is cutting off. Is it just me? Audio is fine here. Linda says there is a reconnect button at the top. Thank you, Uli. Yuli. Again, I'm sorry about names. All right. John T said, I'm waiting to test with paperform.co. I have not tried that. It's, again, simply a matter of passing in a parameter and being able to modify or edit the URL that the user can click on that goes out. Those are the two things you have to ask them. Can I pass in parameters and pass those through to the URL customized going out? Is the link to the survey page set manually in the UpViral campaign? John, and we can talk about this in detail. I'm trying not to go too long because theoretically there's 1,000 questions, but can you do this with Google Forms? I don't believe so. Somebody told me the other day that Google Forms does not let you customize the URL that a user would click on submit. I have not tried it, don't know. But John, again, in this case, and I apologize, we've gone way down a rabbit hole in terms of this survey as a front end. This is an advanced feature. We're here to answer questions, but I'm trying not to get too distracted with advanced questions. You've got to do a widget campaign in UpViral to make that happen. You cannot do the UpViral hosted pages and replace the front page with Typeform or any other tool. You have to use the widget form, which means you're defining in the install tab what the landing page is and what the share page is. You've got to have both of those to be able, and that's in the widget form, which means the share page has to be outside of UpViral. It has to be WordPress page or ClickFunnels or whatever tool you're using. So yes, the link to the survey page is set in UpViral in the installation. Maria says, I have the same problem with MailChimp. Okay, if you guys are continuing to have problems with MailChimp, make sure that you report that as a bug. And you could even in the comments say, I was on the Copilot show today and I hear other people are having this problem. So please help, so that gets escalated if they find out that multiple people are having the same problem. But this is a general tip. It's not just an UpViral thing. Be as explicit as you can in your bug reports. I used to be a software developer, and I can tell you as a software developer, it gets really frustrating when somebody writes in and says, your application isn't working. I'll be specific. I can't connect to MailChimp. Tell them what you've tried. Tell them screen grabs or use Loom. There are lots of free tools where you can record a video. Loom is one of them. It's at useloom.com. I'm not promoting it. I just happen to use it. There's a free version. You can record a video and you can show them, here's exactly what I am doing, and this is the result I get. It is a godsend to be able, there's screencasts, there's all kinds of tools you can use to do that. As a customer support person, it is so much easier to go, oh, I see what they're doing wrong. I can tell them how to do this. All right. But don't just, I mean, I'm guilty. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I take my car to the shop and say, well, it's making a noise back there in the back. How do you fix that? What kind of noise? So just be as explicit as you can. Take a short Loom video or whatever if you can. Still waiting for the autoresponder using HTML. Ferdinand asks. So I'm not sure I understand that question. Who was that? Oh, Maria said, my MailChimp problem is connected with the host account through the host account, though, not the API to UpViral and other web pages. Sure. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand that. Connected with the host account through host. MailChimp problem is connected with the host account, though, not the API to UpViral. Okay, well, again, please try to be clear when you make a problem report to them, or if I can help you, I got to know more about what that problem is if you want me to try to fix it. Robert, the replays are in the UpViral group on Facebook. They're also in the learning dashboard on UpViral. Some of these questions, as Jeff just said, are troubleshooting questions, problems. The best thing to do is to, if you can, create a video, send that in with your problem report so they can clearly understand. Because what happens, let's be real, like most customer support, they are maybe not native English speakers. Or maybe you're not a native English speaker and you're having troubles putting it in English so they can understand. Sometimes it's an English issue. Sometimes it's just something's not working. And if you can record a video, the visual, the 1,000, picture says 1,000 words. So again, and Jeff said, thank you, Jeff, for trying to keep me on track. Have you got general questions on how to use UpViral, etc.? Javier, I see your question. Ferdinand, please give me more about the autoresponder using HTML. One of the settings in UpViral is to instead of, let's suppose you don't connect to, let me back up. Suppose your autoresponder is not in the list of supported autoresponders. There is one that says HTML form. If your autoresponder has an HTML form that they say you can put on a web page and have it connect to MailChimp, for example, so you could put it on your website and not have to get people over to MailChimp to sign up, then you can take that HTML form and insert it in UpViral and use that process. And that works well. I have done that before. But you have to be able to have a service that has an HTML form option. Kajabi, which I recently found out was not on the supported list, also supposedly, I have not looked yet, but does not have an HTML form option. And so the only solution in that case is to use something like my brain, Zapier, to make that connection. Steve said, I've never understood that dollar per person per month. If company X sells a product at $1,000 and company Y says a $2 product, how do they compare? It's a general average, Steve. It's not guaranteed, but also in that particular situation, company X that sells a $1,000 product is not going to sell as many as company Y that sells a $2 product. If you have 100,000 people on your email list, your percentage of people buying a $1,000 product is going to be much less, and maybe you can get more people, and so it evens out, right? It's an average. It's a yardstick. It's a mile marker. It's an estimate. It's a variable to try to calculate something that is very difficult to calculate, because it does totally depend upon what your products are, what the value of your products are, how many people you've got, how many people open their emails. There's a million different variables, but people always want to know, why is my email list something I should focus on? And the answer is 40 times the number of purchases come through email today than come through Facebook, Twitter, and all these other social media tools that you're hearing, oh, be on Facebook, be on Facebook, be on Twitter. Email still is the #1 revenue generator on the planet. Email. I'll say it again, email. And people say, well, what's the value of my email list? Well, if you got 1,000 people at $1 per month on average, that should be bringing in $1,000 in revenue to your business. Add another 1,000, that doubles your list, that doubles your revenue. You keep going. If there's not a dollar figure in your head, if you're not thinking about that dollar figure, then you're going to eventually say, well, my email list sucks because I'm not getting any revenue out of it, because you're not focusing on it. You're not trying to do nurturing and selling through your list. It is your #1 revenue generator. The whole reason you're here is to get people on your list so you can generate revenue. Javier, I have the UpViral Connectio suite. How can I integrate all the tools? What would be the flow, for example, we use to get the better conversion? Jeez, that is a hour-long conversation. And Javier, somebody asked this last week, I believe. Maybe it was you. Connectio suite is about Facebook ads. It's about Facebook. It's about generating leads on Facebook. UpViral is about generating leads wherever. And yes, you can connect Connectio to UpViral. That is not my expertise. I will tell you right now, I am not using that process. I probably should, but we have it on the list as a potential to talk about for an entire show. I cannot answer that now. It is too complicated, and I just don't have the experience. I do know that some of my friends are using Connect Retarget, or Connect Leads, I should say. I think it's Connect Leads, one of the two, to further target, I suspect it's retarget, to target their their Facebook ads, and they love it. Maria said, what I mean is the problem with the host in MailChimp is affecting the ability to connect the API. I changed to Namecheap and the problem was solved. Okay, that's interesting. Johan says, I have different lists for different sites. Yes. One list does $3 per lead, the other does 20 cents. I said it was an average, guys. It's an average. It's something you should be focusing on, though. I hope that comes through in terms of your understanding. I continually preach to people. There are so many people that I have worked with that do not understand that dollar per lead per month. They've never heard it before. And when they get it, when they start thinking about it, it's a light bulb moment for them, because they're suddenly thinking, now I have a metric that I can go focus on and start working towards. metrics are good for you to be able to think about in your business. Thank you, Johan. That was only in reply to show Steve what could happen. I understand. I wasn't offended in any way, shape, or form. Some lists don't work so well. Sometimes you have to trim the fat off your list to be able to figure out what's working, what's not working. Sometimes you can only get a 5% open rate. In some lists, you can get a 60% open rate. Yes, Robert, there's a replay. The replays are in the UpViral group. I already mentioned that. Or on your UpViral dashboard. So questions. I'm not sure I'm seeing a whole lot of questions. I'm trying to just scroll back through. So Ferdinand, if you're still having trouble with the HTML thing, let me know. Google Forms, we talked about that one. I'm going to quickly go back and look. Where is GG. Here is the. Is it right if I click on this link? GG, UpViral, share the hustle. Is it all right if I give you a little bit of feedback? Where was the other one? Where's Michael's or Mike's? Run Bottle, that's what it was. All right. So what I'm going to do, if you guys have questions, we're here to answer questions, and we'll go as long as, I don't remember. I don't think I have other things, but I don't want to go 3 hours. But we can discuss all these things if all y'all want. So I have Mike's campaign and I have GG's. GG's, is it all right if I give you a little feedback on that? I was scrolling down to get Mike's. I got Mike's. Okay, thank you. Johan, thank you. I know I'm not sharing the screen yet. Robert asks, does UpViral work with chatbots? So I'm looking at Alina's question that was sent privately. Does UpViral work with chatbots? The answer is yes. And what I want you to do is to go into the UpViral group and connect with Guy Smith. Guy Smith is, like me, answering questions in UpViral land. He is an awesome guy. I've spoken to him many times. Don't get on the phone with him because he can talk for a long time. Oh, wait, that's me. I'm kidding. Awesome guy. Love Guy. And I don't mean to say Guy in Guy, but Guy is his first name. Guy Smith. He does all kinds of stuff with chatbots, and he is freaking awesome. So Robert, connect with him. And just ask a question about chatbots, and you'll get an earful. Because he knows what he's doing. I have yet to venture into chatbots, which is sometimes. Anyway, so Gigi says yes. All right, so let me share my screen. Did I get? Oh, Alina, I cannot verify my account on Facebook. The button does not activate. I sent documents connected to. Sorry about the question. Almost off topic. I'm sorry, I can't help you. If you're talking about inside the UpViral group, then just send. Just send a support request to. You can go to support.upviral.com. Johan said, invite Guy Smith for the show. That's a great idea. And I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. That's a freaking great idea. Robert, just go to Facebook and search for UpViral. It's the name of the group, UpViral. It's very easy to find. It's the first one. Facebook.com. All right, so let me share my screen. I said I was going to do that. Screen share. All right, you guys see my screen with me in the lower corner? Share the Holiday Hustle online challenge with your business associates, friends, family. It's free. All right, timeout. Now, Melanie's challenge that I was talking about before is about headlines. And I'm learning a lot from her and her challenge. Share the Holiday Hustle online challenge with your business associates. What are, no offense, Gigi, I get a little harsh sometimes, but it's in love. Is that really the message you want to send to people? The first thing, the headline is got to be about what's in it for me. And what you're doing is you're asking me, this is not the sharing page, this is the landing page, this is the page where you were trying to get my email address out of me. And here you are, the first thing you're doing is asking me to share it with somebody. I haven't even signed up, I don't even know what it is. When you are creating a campaign, your first page, this page where you're asking for somebody's email address, has to convince them to sign up. There is nothing here telling me why I should sign up for this. And I see in the background, it's partly hidden, the Holiday Hustle Online Challenge.com. But this is not a message that is convincing me to sign up. Now, I can hear you typing, but Mitch, this isn't the first page. These are people that are already warm traffic to me. This is not the first page. Let me rephrase that. This is the first page. When, let's say I did sign up and I do social sharing, the very first thing people that are going to see is this page. The cold traffic people are going to be seeing this page. They're not going to see any other page. They're not going to send an email that you're sending to your list. This is the first thing they see. And what I see is, share the Holiday Hustle. I'm out. I don't want to share anything. I don't even know what it is. I'm not going to share it. Steve, I'm not going to go down that path. That's Wilco's thing. But so Gigi, you've got to remember that this page has to convince people to sign up. There is no pain point. There is no, hey, is your business struggling to figure out what to do for the holidays? Join the Holiday Hustle. We're going to tell you about, we're going to give you a checklist. We're going to give you this and we're going to give you that. We got a few gifts that we're going to give you. You've got to convince them to sign up before you ask them to share. Sharing is for the second page. Don't even mention sharing on the first page. Don't mention sharing. You're not going to, people are going to run away screaming because they think that's work. The whole idea of this page is that this is a sales page, whether it's a free thing or not. You've got to convince them that your thing is going to transform their lives. They have to have it. And I'm sorry, Gigi, right now, this is not doing that at all. There is no information here, because I can try to scroll down. There's nothing below it. This picture isn't showing me anything. It's not convincing me that I have to sign up. Cute little guy, cute little cacti. But this is none, no offense, don't get me wrong, but none of this is designed to help me figure out how to build my business over the holidays. This page is got zero of that. Thank you, Steve. Steve says there was a show a few weeks back with templates that will help. Thank you for that. Yes, there was. What day it was, I don't know, and I'm sorry that I don't have all those nailed down. Now, if I switch over to Mike's that I have reviewed, I did a review on my timeline a couple of days ago. Maybe it was last week. It's probably last Wednesday. So I've already ripped his shreds, and he has done an awesome job of fixing that. So did take a screen grab of Mike's campaign beforehand. I would like to see him change this background image, but that because this is a default image, because this doesn't have anything to do with the bottle, but that's okay. Gigi says, "Thank you, Mitch. The light bulb just went off." Great. And I would love to help you figure out how to make that better. I know. Come back to me in a couple of days when you have some improvements, and I'll give you another quick review. But look at it at this one, for example. And I wish you, I don't have it up, and I wasn't sure that Mike was going to be here, so I don't have the original up. I have a screen grab. But this is radically different than what he had before, because I talked to him at great length about that pain point. He's starting out with, we are looking for 110 product testers. Now, I kind of would like, I know it says run bottle here. I potentially would maybe even just do a test, but in this first sentence, maybe we should say we are looking for 110 runners to test the product, to try to identify who your target market is right at the bat. Now, I know that this says Smart Shake Run Bottle, but not everybody is necessarily looking at the logo and trying to understand what it means. Right down here, I know you start right now, the Run Bottle, the world's first slosh and noise-free bottle for runners. But it just feels to me like if you could add the running word somewhere in here, to just when, because you got 2 seconds. When I hit this page, we are looking for 110 product testers. I don't know whether you're looking for somebody that wants diapers or bicyclists, or, you know, if you could just throw in one word, potentially one word or something to get people, because if I come to this page and I'm looking for a diaper test, that's a horrible idea. Never, bad example. Running shoes tester, but I don't, you know, I think you get my point. I love the new look. This says it all. Run Bottle, the world's first slosh and noise-free bottle for runners. 100% slosh and bounce-free, 100% silent and automatic water flow for easy and secure hydration without tilting your head. These are the bullet points that I was begging you to put on here. Thank you for doing that. Now, not instantly, but within 2 or 3 seconds, I can glance at this and understand what your offer is. Try the Run Bottle before official launch. Apply now. Bingo. Perfect. Unique functions. Run Bottle's unique patent pending pressure system. So now what Mike's doing here is he's above the fold, above the sign up button. He is getting them quick bullet points to understand what the offer is and why it's going to change their life. Runners hate the slosh. They hate the noise. They don't like the way it feels while they're running. I'm not a runner, but I saw his video and I get that. The automatic water flow is the third thing, so I don't have to tilt my head back. I get that from the video. All of this works. Now we can explain all day long if somebody wants to scroll down and read more information. And here's a great video from this guy who says, you guys have got to try this. This gets you fired up. Hell yes, I'm in. So then I click apply now. I'm going to put my name in. Oops. Oops. All right, I'll grab the mouse. Submit. I know why you're using this image, because it's easy and it's blue and it fits in. And you have used the webinar page, but that's okay, which ends up with this blue bar that you can't get rid of because of the templates. But you did give them information. Thank you for applying. You were awesome. Love it. Bingo. Now, what I would potentially do would be up here as they're reading this. They're going to scroll down to this. If I could potentially, maybe I'd have to look at it. But Mike, you might want to take this and put it up here. I don't know. Where's my cursor thing? I just thought about that. Halo. There's my halo. If it's up here, because they're reading this and they go, thank you for applying, you're awesome, increase your chances of being selected. If you put that right underneath here, now they're going to read down, as opposed to being the separation with the blue bar and stuff. I think it would work better up above. At least just that first sentence. And you could take the checkbox off of this and just have it text. Race to the finish line, collect points. I'm not going to go through all this. I'm assuming it's all good stuff. This looks so much better than what you had before. Kudos to you. You're putting the same video on here. If you had another video, I might go with a different video. Because I know you had a couple of other videos that did a demo. I don't remember whether this does. This is just him talking. Obviously that's a nit you can consider putting on the other videos, but this is helping them get really excited about this, and kudos to you for putting this together. This is much better than what we had before. You got a top 100 on the leaderboard. Get this for free. You got the leaderboard over here. People could go, oh yeah. And last thing I usually look at is the sharing image. And I gave you a lot of grief about this one before. So let's see. Run bottle. The words for supply now. We're looking for 110 product testers. Great. It's better than it was before. I don't think this screams loudly enough yet. But it's good enough. It is good enough. The part of the problem with this image is that, and I'm trying to think and judge and put my words together at the same time. The video, and I know you can't do an animated GIF. You know what would work better for me? Because you've shared this image. There are tools that will make an animated GIF. And one of the videos that you had that I saw before was a runner on the left side that was having to tip her head up, and one on the right side that was just drinking and running. Take 1 second of that and make that an animated GIF so that people can see it without clicking a video. They don't have to watch the video, because people don't click videos unless they're really, really interested. And that animation potentially is a game changer for you, because that shows what you're trying to show here, that you don't have to tip your head back. And a still image doesn't do that unless a runner is really going, well, wait a minute. Water's actually going, well, I can't see the water. It just kind of looks like he's putting it up to his mouth. Yes, you can put GIFs on UpViral landing pages. You cannot put a GIF here in the sharing image. That's the problem. And that's a Facebook problem. That's not an UpViral problem. If UpViral could do it, they would love to. But to me, that animation where one person's putting their head way back and the other person isn't, that would be a game changer for your easily convinces people to understand what that third bullet is. All right, I think that works great. It's better. It's much better than what we had before. So kudos to you for putting this together. It's looking great. Looking great. And the way you've explained this is much better. All right. Anybody have any questions? I'm looking for questions. Share your screen. Did that. has the concept. Oh, I've talked to Steve. Well, I don't want to talk about that. Anything else? Anybody have any other questions? I briefly wanted to go over to the UpViral group. Let's see if we can add anything. Steph Quinn says, do you have any not-for-profit case studies? I don't think they do. That's a great question. I would love to see some not-for-profit case studies. There's Guy Smith, by the way. Oh, he says, I found 2 case studies for not-profits. Great. Bingo. There is Steve Thailand said, talking about this, the font could be bigger. Now, one of the things to recognize is that I have my screen resolution set. I have an iMac, right? Inside of Chrome, you can see what the zoom is when I do plus. So it depends upon what their screen resolution is. It's a great point. You have to be careful that everybody's screen resolution is different, especially considering the smartphone. Don't forget to test your campaign on a smartphone. 60% of the planet is using a smartphone to enter campaigns. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. It definitely needs to look good on mobile, as Mike said. By the way, this says testimonial. You might want to just say, add the word watch, to say watch testimonial. Why is it that you're only giving 25 points for that, by the way? I would give a whole bunch of points for watching on this testimonial, because the testimonials are going to get people fired up to go earn points for you, potentially. I haven't seen that testimonial, but I would probably advise putting the word watch in front of that. Now I'm cold. Turn my fan down a notch. Oh, I haven't had a drink. I need a drink. I do have my UpViral Copilot Show glass. Any questions? Oh, I didn't look at, I'm going to enter Gigi's campaign really fast. All right. More feedback. Gigi, if you're still here. Sorry, I should have done this before. I got distracted. Don't use this template. I hate this template. Hate it. Because nobody recognizes this as a tab. And this is a tab. They don't see this as a tab. It's just poorly designed. I don't like it. I hate it. Nobody ever clicks this. And you don't even have anything in here for them to look at. Now, when you get to this point, when you have worked on your lead page, here's where you can start asking people to share the Holiday Hustle Challenge. Earn 10 points to get immediate access. Now, some people could be a little aggravated with you because now they have to do work in order to get it. You didn't tell them they had to do, okay, you were starting to tell them they had to do work on the front page. Is there something, Gigi, when you go back and look at your incentives list after spending an hour brainstorming, maybe you could give them access to this thing first, and then incentivize them to get this other thing that doesn't cost you any money by earning points. That way, you've given them a reward for signing up, and you're asking them to share. And what I really want to do is look at this Facebook image, because if this doesn't attract people, this is part of your other reason for making your UpViral campaign. This image doesn't tell me squat. This does not tell me that you are looking for people who are businesses that want to understand how to grow their business during the holiday and how to plan. Showing this computer screen is doing nothing for me to get me to understand that. You do say Holiday Hustle Challenge. We also need to talk eventually about the UpViral custom domain that I had the discussion with Mark about. This would change this URL to your branding. There was a conversation in the UpViral group the other day about custom domains. And it comes free with your UpViral. So you can use your own branding. Join for free, ready to make dollars this season. And pardon me, I don't know why there are dates there. You're not explaining what those dates are. So this message, again, Gigi, your message has to be grabbing people and get their attention. It has to be the right people, smart business owners who are running holiday promotions. Pay attention. I'm going to show you how to do this challenge, or this challenge will show you how to grow your business during the holiday season. Put some marketing words in here. You got to be a marketer. You can put tons of words up here in the top part. There is no longer, by the way, a 20% text rule for ads, but these aren't even ads. You don't have to worry about that. Business owners, join the Holiday Hustle Challenge and grow your business during the holidays. Some kind of marketing words to get people's attention so that they understand what your offer is. Are mice still here? You guys have gotten suddenly dead quiet. There's no conversation going on in the chat, which surprises me. So let me switch back over. Anybody have any questions while you're here? We did this one. I'm going to click love on that. And thank you. Let's do that. So let's see, quickly. Still here, good. But you need to be asking me questions. Some guy named Johan. In the Copilot campaign script document, there are templates that I don't see in my account. Krakow comes to mind. Really? So here is my UpViral account. Linda says, I'm still here but need to go soon. If I go to my tests, I got lots of different campaigns I'm starting. If I go to setup, design template, split test, Krakow's right there. Now, Steve, here's what I bet you're doing. You are going to town. Let me go back to, not there, dashboard, widget. I'm going to open this one. Widget, setup, design template, split test. There is no Krakow in widget form. But there should be. I'm not aware of it, unless somehow the starter UpViral plan does not have all the templates. I'm not aware of that. I know, Johan, you're a different Johan. Smarty pants. But if you're looking for Krakow in the widget setup, that's not there. All right, Johan, stop. So his question was, can we stop on the front end an email address that comes from Airbnb.com? Interesting question, but no, we currently cannot do any editing of the URL on the front end. I'm not the URL. Tiffany just tagged me in something. So these are questions that were here before. GDPR was a conversation. I'm looking for question, you guys. I don't have Starter. I've had UpViral for 4 years. Are you still not seeing Krakow, Steve? Is there a way to flush the data out of a campaign so when the campaign actually starts, data isn't taken into account? Yes, we talked about that last week with Benjamin. If I click out of here and go back to the dash, boy, I should have stayed with reports. All right. I'm just going to go back a page, and I'm going to click on reports. Inside the new reports, if you scroll down, way down here in the far right-hand corner, it's hard to see, and my face is covering it up. I don't know how. Can I move my face? I don't know how to move my face. I'll just do this. So in this lower right-hand corner, there is reset statistics now. It was gone for a couple of weeks. Excuse me. So you got that? All right. Well, that wasn't from this group, but that's how you do that. Now that, as I mentioned in the UpViral group, that does not delete the leads. That only wipes out the stats here in the reports. You can, of course, just go delete the leads manually by clicking on the leads and clicking on this checkbox and doing delete selected. Question, Michael. When editing the share image on Canva, how do I save the file so I can edit it later in Canva? This is a great question, and I was disappointed to find out that doesn't work like I want it to work. So what Michael's talking about, Mike is talking about, if you go to social appearance, let me make this a little bigger. If you go to design on Canva, let's see, this is that widget campaign. I had somebody report to me, by the way, that they could not log in, and I don't know what that is. Steve says all the templates are there now, but they weren't there last week. I don't know what to tell you. All right, Canva. You should be able to log in. I'm currently logged in. So the question Steve asked is, can you save the image that you build here? So what you would do would be like this. We all know this is true, right? Mitch rocks. And so that, if I do publish, that will bring that image over to UpViral and add it in as the social sharing image. Linda says, gotta go. Thanks so much. See you next week. Thank you for being here. And I know we're at an hour and a half. We're going to cut it off soon. The problem is, if I go do design on Canva again, as Steve points out, if I select this, or if it's up here in the recently used, if I select it, it does not say Mitch Rocks here. Mr. Modest, by the way, is also my nickname. And unfortunately, you cannot, as far as we know, there's a style, there's a lock, there's a trash. As far as I know, you cannot save this design inside of Canva. And I talked to Benjamin about that, and he could not find a way to do it either. And it has to do with the Canva API, blah, blah, blah. They did get special permission to do this function. And it does choose, by the way, the right size for UpViral, for the social sharing. But you cannot save this image. Now, what I am doing, Mike, and I just kind of zoomed in on that. What I am actually doing is I'm actually creating my images in Canva in a browser And if you do that, you can go over here on the right hand, left, whatever, that side over there, way over on the other side. If you click on folders, then you can get to your saved designs. So what I'm doing is I'm just accessing Canva, and then I can select my saved design, and then I can publish it to my UpViral. So you can go use the free Canva all day long in the browser, create your image, save it in your own folder, and then bring it in. But again, those changes, if you make any changes between the time I brought it in from my folder, those aren't saved if we're accessing it here inside of UpViral. So I use it as a quick way to get my images in, but I don't always just build my original design unless it's kind of a throwaway or it's not hard to do, like the thing where I did Mitch Rocks. Just tooting my own horn again. Okay, Steve, or Michael, or Mike. I'm just checking to make sure that we've gotten all of the questions from in here. And there's still quite a few of you here. I haven't lost everybody. If you have any questions, I'm going to give you the 2-minute timer. And I'm going to try to answer a couple of questions really quickly. So we did this one in the group. Is there a way to flip? Oh, we did that one. Tips for not ending up in spam. This is a great question. I think we might. So yes, Michael, that's the way I'm doing it. Jeff said, by the way, good point. Once you bring it in, you can do a right mouse click and do save image as, and you can save that. And if you want to, you can actually go import that as an image, but it's not a design. But you could save that as an image and bring it back into Canva or do whatever you want to with it. At least you haven't lost it. So that's a great point, Jeff. Thank you for that. One ring of the bell. So yes, that's a possibility, and I appreciate you reminded us of that. Tips for not ending up in spam. I think that's another topic that probably needs to be talked about in more detail. I don't understand this particular question. I didn't spend a lot of time looking at it. One of the other questions had to do, here's a custom domain question, which is another wonderful topic. Can you add a video on the thank you page? By the way, this is also something that people don't understand with the way the pages work right now. This is a widget. I could do it. I'll just do it quickly in a widget. Let's say this one, Berlin, is my favorite widget. Can I add a video to this? Now, it depends upon where you are. If you are in the editor, this is a really simple tip. If you are on a new row and you click this thing, you see that video is not listed. There's images, tables, blah, 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 bullets. But if you come up here and you put your cursor at the end or somewhere in here and you double click, a different editor template thing pops up. And in this is insert video, which you could then put a YouTube link, blah, 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 do insert, and it would insert that link, would insert the video. So that was Harris's question. Katerina says, thanks, gotta go. Thanks for being here. And I'm going to wrap this up. See if I can get really fast. This one, Josh Martin asked about a favicon. Inside of UpViral, I'm getting a lot of friend requests. Inside of UpViral, if I get out of this editor and I don't want to save, and there is a new editor coming. We talked about that on the Copilot show last week. Don't forget to go back and watch that if you didn't see it before. When you go to the email notifications, you have 3 different templates that you can pick from. And this little orange eyeball will let you see what that template is. Now notice down at the bottom there's an address. That's my home address because that's what I put in my legal definition inside of UpViral. And if I select this one and do the eyeball, you see that it's displaying this differently. It still has my address. And if you do this one, you get a picture and your name and your address. Address is here because it's legally required by the Can-Spam Act in the United States and GDPR and everything else. Don't come knocking on my door because I don't answer my door unless it's a package. If you want to send me a prize, glorious surprise, go ahead. There's my address. But the template here has your picture and your business name or your personal name, and all of that comes, if I click out of this and I go to the dashboard, it comes from your profile. If you come over to your account and go to my profile, you can change that stuff over there. Now, the other thing as a tip, by the way, you notice there's an email sender here. The starter plan does not have more than one, but the other plans have multiple email senders, and you can change the name, the email address, and the physical address that you send from, if that needs to be in there. But his question is about the favicon, right? The little icon that shows up here. I've never tested that. I don't think I've ever looked. So, Josh, I'm afraid I don't know if that is like my face from UpViral setup or your business logo. I don't know what that is. That's a great question. I don't think I've ever thought about that one. Let's see. What was this question? Matthew, I'm about to release a product. Oh, he was asking about who could help. I can help. And so those are all the questions that I had grabbed quickly. I think those are all. We did that one. We did this one. So there you go. I'm going to wrap this up. Nobody else threw in a question really fast. Thank you all for being here. You know, I love doing these shows. I love helping all y'all build your business. My goal is to help you grow your business and your email lists, because that's worth what? How much? Dollars per person per email per month. Johans, thank you. Gigi, this was awesome. You're welcome. This is the stuff that floats my boat. I love talking about this stuff because I believe I can help all y'all build your business. UpViral is a fantastic tool. And by the way, you saw Mike was using one of the webinar templates. You can run webinars inside, not inside UpViral, but you can launch UpViral. You can. I'm tired. Can you tell? You can promote a webinar with UpViral and boost your signups because you give people incentives to refer their friends. There's all kinds of great stuff you can do with UpViral. It's not just a contest tool. And notice, by the way, the two campaigns we looked at today, Gigi's is a lead magnet campaign to get people into her business to help them grow theirs. It's not a big giveaway where she's given thousands of dollars in prizes. It's just a simple lead magnet campaign that she's going to add a boost to when she gets her list of all the things. And Mike's campaign that we looked at, now it's kind of sort of a contest, but it's a we're getting ready to launch this thing. We need some people to do some testing. So it's what's the word I'm trying to look for? A wait list kind of an offer. Both of those are not contests. Kind of sort of maybe leaderboard issue, but look at all the different ways you can use UpViral. Hundreds of different ways. We talked about the UpViral, the type form on the front end. We talked about that ad nauseum because I'm excited about that. Different ways you can use UpViral. It's not just a viral contest tool. And keep sticking with us. If you haven't purchased UpViral yet, there is the $1 offer for 14 days. I believe it's 14 days. You can get that. Sign up. Go to the purchase page and get it for $1. Come back next week. I believe on the schedule we're going to do another Facebook topic, Facebook ads topic. We're here every week, Tuesday morning, same time, same bat channel, as they used to say. I appreciate all of your comments and all of your questions. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you again next week. See you later. Bye.